recent data from Montreal Police. This is incredible to me that even now, with all the warnings and all the time we talk about this, roughly 32 Montrealers per day report being victims of fraud. That's almost 9,000 cases of fraud reported here in the first 9 months of this year. That's up almost 20% from the same period a year ago. So we thought we'd better address this because, again, given the fact that we talk about this fairly regularly and tell people or suggest what can be done, what you should or shouldn't do, it still keeps happening, and it seems to be happening even more. Steve Waterhouse is a former IT security officer at the Department of National Defense. He's a lecturer at the University of Sherbrooke, and he's on the line. Steve, thank you for being here this afternoon. Let me begin with that, this idea that this is not new. This has been going on now for years. Whenever there's a story like this in the news, we address it. We suggest you do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that. Why do you think this continues to happen? Have they become so much more sophisticated?
Yes, in some extent, Aaron, they are more sophisticated, but there are so many other opportunities for the cyber criminals to get on board and try to convince everyone that they have a better deal than the official, let's say, legit company that puts out good publicity. But at the same time, Aaron, we have to understand that people are doing more and more shopping online, and so they expose themselves much more to various offers that is present online in various social medias, and by such, they don't take the time to verify, double-check whatever is provided to them. And again, if it's too good to be true, I always say it's not probably true, so better off just deleting that offer and look for the better one. But as we saw in the lately, last week, with the Black Friday and Cyber Monday, there's been a myriad of offers provided to us. Most of them were legit, good deals, but some of them, of course, were crooked.
So how would you, I realize it's kind of a generic question, how would you recognize something like that? Let's take a specific case. You talked about someone who's trying to scam you, making it look like they're trying to reach you from a legit site. How could you tell the difference?
You have to, this is part of the case where people doing that kind of shopping with their mobile devices have less of a space to look at the criterias, making it right or wrong, as opposed to a traditional laptop or PC. So when you look at the screen, you have to look for specifically the address. Where is that coming from? So when you look at the address bar on the top, you would normally see https:// and the address of the business. But sometimes if it does not end with a .com or .ca domain, it will be, let's say, .ca. Whatever else at the end, usually that will bring you to an imitation, a replication of a legit site that will trick you to input your financial information. So that's probably the most common way that the spam campaigns will go on, bring the clients, the victims, I should call them, to that crooked site, and then make the people just commit their information. So you have the wording, you have the address, especially on top. That's why I named it the number one clue that you will know you're not at a legitimate site, but also the look and feel. You have to be very careful on what you're observing, and if it is really too good to be true, just shut it down and just go to do a Google search on that legitimate site and see and compare if it's the real deal that you've been offered to.
Yeah, the problem, of course, when you talk about Cyber Monday or Black Friday is, you're seeing these deals fly left and right. So something looks like a deal and you're thinking to yourself, well, of course, everything's on sale right now.
Exactly.
During that time, it looks even more legit.
Yeah, and especially, you just said it right, when you have an urgency to act. This deal is going to be only available to you for the next 3 hours, just act now. You have to be double worrying about the nature of the offer, because if it is an ongoing deal, usually I've seen so many storefronts just putting on great deals, but it lasted a week, not just a few hours. So you just go on and figure out, okay, if the deal is available tomorrow, then probably it is true. But if it is under a few hours or minutes, even I've seen, that's probably something not good to take care of.
Okay, so one other thing I would ask them, based on what you said, this idea, and I don't think people realize that, when you're shopping from your phone, as you said just a few minutes ago, you're not getting that same kind of information as if you're sitting in front of your laptop, for example, where you could see an email address and realize, wait a sec, that doesn't look legit. Maybe a tip is to simply do not do it on your phone, or save it on your phone, but then when you get back, if you have a laptop, go to the site there, because it's easier to tell if it's fraudulent or not that way. Would that make sense?
That makes absolute sense, Aaron. But the problem is many people nowadays only live by their portable devices, either a tablet or a phone. So when they do get back home, the cautious and precautious thing they should do is really take a moment of pause and look at the information over and over again, because that small surface doesn't tell you all the story behind it. And also, it is made, these interfaces, these portable interfaces, are made for you to act instinctively and just tap anywhere. And that's the problem, because when you're on a conventional laptop or a computer, you have the keyboard and you have the mouse. So you have a few seconds of just making a reflected decision on clicking or not, or just passing through to the next page that offers whatever else. Instead, when you're on a portable device, then you're solicited, you're invited to just tap on anywhere on the screen, and this is where the malicious content usually is hidden somewhere.
Last question, because there's more of this happening. We talk about AI often on the show, and now, of course, it's being used to scam people more than it's ever been used before, including hearing what you think are voices of people you know, and it turns out they've been, of course, lifted from somewhere off the internet as well. How do you guard against that?
You have to, nowadays, you really have to keep yourself among friends and families a code word by which you guys will know if it is truly one of your people. That means, let's say, Aaron once walked on the moon, and it's very significant to that community of people, family and friends again, and Aaron calls you up and say, hey, this is Aaron and blah, blah, blah. Just go on. Hey, Aaron, where did you walk last time we spoke together? And this is how no artificial intelligence whatsoever will guess it, and you'll make sure that you're really talking to the right person or people at the other end.
Of course, now that you've said that, I think my phone is listening. It probably knows next time to say that I walked on the moon, I'm going to get scammed. So thank you for that, Steve. Okay. Steve Waterhouse, merci beaucoup. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Cheers.
All right. Listen, it's no joking matter when you consider this many people every day, and this is just here. Imagine what it is, globally. But yeah, every day in Quebec, that number of people getting scammed, 32 people a day, 9,000 cases of fraud just so far in the first 9 months of the year. Be double vigilant, careful, whatever. It's terrible.